Welcome to TheoTrade. This is Don Kaufman. Here we are once again together. It is March 22nd, 2016. We are just a short time after the close today. And what did the markets do? Well, exactly what we discussed they were likely to do this week, which is absolutely nothing. The S&P futures, what are they? Massively unchanged. Did the NASDAQ futures grind to the upside? Oh, okay. So I see the NASDAQ futures, they're up. Okay, they're up almost 20 points over here. But if you look down the screen, you'll see, well, Google's kind of down. Amazon, okay, grinds to the upside. Apple is up. But really what you got inside of the NASDAQ was a mixed bag of goods, followed by the fact that Apple and Amazon, Facebook were up again. Nothing major over here, but that actually drives the NASDAQ a bit higher simply because those happen to be some of the largest market caps inside of the NASDAQ 100 over there. Listen, NASDAQ, it's all about market cap, right? You get 3 or 4 stocks that move, it'll move the entire index product because the sheer magnitude of those market caps. Looking down the list over here, the volatility does nothing. The bonds do absolutely nothing. It was a fun ride. They were up, they were down, they ended up massively unchanged again. Not even gold or oil can get out of its own way today. And looking over here at the SPX, it speaks volumes. 10% implied volatility. Okay, with the rest of the week to go, 11.5% volatility. That's a $16 expected move between now and Thursday. Remember, this Friday, okay, effectively cash markets are closed due to Good Friday, of course, the Easter holiday weekend upon us. So what do we do in a time where there's really not much to do, or appears there's not much to do in the markets? Well, I figured it was a great time to spend looking at a couple of different ideas. Today, we're actually going to look at scanning. Now, this is not just about the thinkorswim trading application, because, at TheoTrade, again, I try to be as platform agnostic. Yes, I had spent 15 years, prior years at, thinkorswim, was there for 5 years when it was TD Ameritrade. But I just want to reiterate a couple of things just about scanning technology in general right now, and spend a moment looking through a couple of scans, because there's a couple of things that over the years that it kind of gets to me a little bit, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So the vast amount of clientele that I have either watched trade, okay, discussed trading with, they spend this inordinate amount of time viewing charts. Now, yeah, okay, I have been called an anti-chartite in the past. That's not entirely true. Okay, I'm finding myself, especially in periods that are rather quiet, and that's what this week is. No two ways about it. Like, you want to point out something that's moving over here, it's nothing more than noise. Just, it's light order flow and it's noise. Did Apple really move up 81 cents? Yes, on really light volume and absolute noise. But through all of that noise, you can actually find trading opportunities and anomalies, and you're not going to see it specifically here in the charts. So on slower days, specifically like today, I find myself scanning. And my argument for scanning is this: whatever it happens to be that you're looking for in charts, and this is something I mention quite continuously and have over the last 4 or 5 years, my war cry is stop looking at charts, scan. Again, whatever trading application you're on, scan for what you're looking for. Whether it's, people will pull up, again, a number of studies. I think there's over 400 studies right now on thinkorswim, which is, it's all well and good, right? What are they all based on? All the exact same things. I mean, come on. In the end, what do you have in a chart? Let's just close this up for just a second. Let's not talk about studies. You're looking at a chart over here on Facebook. Okay. What are you going to have in that chart? Are you going to have price? Maybe a little bit of volume in there? Okay. What else you got? Oh, well, there's some data in here. It's an earnings announcement. The last time I looked, all you have in this chart is price and volume. Yeah. Anything else? Anything else? So therefore, every one of these 400 studies, what are they based on? Somebody is always going to throw out, they're based on Fibonacci's, Don. Yes. Which happen to be based on what? Price. Okay. Okay. So everything you're doing is based on the exact same thing, no matter what you want to find, whether it's a MACD, Fibonacci's over there, Bollinger Bands, stochastics, you can probably scan for that. And what's kind of cool about scanning is it can look at thousands of different symbols in, sub-second. In real time, if you will, you can just scan. Oh, I don't like that scan. I want to do another scan. So I'll give you a little bit of an idea. And here, I'm not necessarily going to pick on charting, although I have to tell you, it's all kinds of fun for me. But if you are a market technician, all I did is went into the scanner, went into Stock Hacker here. I cleared out all the scans and add a study filter. In terms of scanning, you're into crossovers, you're into Bollinger Bands and MACDs, and you're not limited to just these different facets. And again, I'm not saying that, you must have thinkorswim over here. Great if you do, right? But if you don't, right, lots of good trading applications have scanning technology. And if they don't, there's a lot of third-party providers that do have scanning technology, and you should fully take advantage of it. What is offered in here, okay, is just, to me, it's like second to none to go out and scan. I want to see the stochastic crossover in every freaking underlying available is priceless to me. Okay, I'll use stuff like price performance. Again, I'm not so much about the MACDs, the Bollinger Bands over there, the money flow. Okay, can it really see money flow? No, because all that ever goes into a chart is what? Price, okay, and volume. Now you got to remember something about a piece of technology like this. All it's doing is looking at price and volume. People are like, no, it's money flow. But do you think that the computer can magically see this person is moving $1 billion? No, they can see price. Okay, so let me give you an idea of scanning so that outside the norm. What's some of the stuff that I do that's a little bit outside the norm? I've got a couple of different scans that I've built. And again, I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to show you, I'm going to reset the entire scanner. Okay, so we're all set back to 0. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go load scan query. Now I've got all kinds of personal scans. They're mine! I will share anything anybody wants. Okay, I will share any scan that I have ever built. One thing I'll tell you at TheoTrade, there's nothing to hide. There's no secret or sacred cows over here. We even have an area now within TheoTrade where we actually have all the different scans, and we'll even discuss some of the scans in there. So we'll even have the actual links to them. So by all means, if you want one of the sacred Dawn scans, just ask for it. Okay. Over here, for instance, this is like a sizzle scan. What does sizzle mean? I just want to find in this, it's the Dawn sizzle. I'm just looking in underlyings that have weeklies. That means weekly options. The reason I do that is because I want to limit the number of products that I'm scanning. And the stuff that has weeklies is typically more liquid. I want the last price to be above $5. Okay. And then I'm saying show top 10 stocks. Okay. Sorted by the sizzle index. Now, what's a sizzle index? The sizzle index is looking at today's option volume versus the previous 5-day option volume. So it's ultimately saying stuff that has an inordinate amount of trading on it. So I scan. Okay. And here's a product. You're like, well, what is this? ZTS. Okay. What is this? HFC. Does it really matter? This is stuff that had 48 times its normal daily option volume. Now, again, not every single product you pull up over here is going to be spectacular, all right? But you come in here, you look at something like option statistics over there, and, sure enough, it traded 91,000 puts. Okay, that is ridiculous. So some 91,000 puts, and you can dig in here and you can actually start opening up the option chains and, or better yet, just open up time and sales and you can see what that trade happened to be. This is a Jan of 2017 35 put, all right? It's got size trading on it. And then you can further start to distinguish if that was a buyer, if it was a seller. There's so much you can do. Again, with just a click of a mouse, I can see, all right, there's all kinds of services out there and selling all kinds of junk about find the heaviest option volume. Well, you could just scan for that. And now once you've built a scan, so you build a scan, you save the scan, you never have to come back to the scanner again. Over here where your watch list is, you just come down to like your personal watch list, right? And that was called the Don Sizzle. So I can actually run scans instead of my watch list. And this scan, it'll update, I think it's every 3 minutes right now, dynamically update. So I just figured I'd show this because, again, markets are a little slower today. There's nothing too, amazing and exciting. But if you're going to spend your time, all right, looking at markets, make yourself more efficient at looking at those markets. Like what really matters. To me, what matters? My risk. I spend a lot of time in the monitor tab. I spend a lot of the time, on the trade tab. I don't spend that much time in the charts. And it's not because I'm like an anti-chartite, by the way. I coined that. That one's mine, the anti-chartite thing. But I like the idea of just scanning for whatever it is I'm looking for. Like I'm a big-time contrarian. So I built like this Don at highs, okay? What that basically is a contrarian scan. It's looking for stuff that's, just 2% off the 252-day high. That's a 1-year high, okay? And that is closed up. That's 3% greater in the last 10 days. So stuff that's just in this monstrous upward trend. I found like Mickey D's over here, Intuitive Surgical, NVIDIA. So, wow, HLF, huh? Ooh, that's gotta hurt there, Bill Ackman. That's one of the stocks that he was short. I don't even know if he's short anymore. Did he not take enough pain? Okay, he's, still got to be short this. But to give you a precise idea over here, so I was looking for something that was in just this explosive mode to the upside. And I can take that then, and I'm going to look at McDonald's for a second. I can take McDonald's, immediately identify in a chart. Look, this thing's exploded to the upside already. To be quite frank with you, I'm already trading McDonald's. Okay, I've already got a position in McDonald's, and it's a short position. Why? This happens to be a contrarian scan. How did I find it? I found it last week through this scan. So don't ever tell me that I'm an anti-chartite. Quite the opposite. Okay, I'm just capable of never having to look at the chart. All right, have evolved beyond that, and that's again what some of the scanning technology can do for you. So really, spend some time in there. It's worthwhile. If you ever need a scan, let me know. It's, that's what we're doing here at TheoTrade, is just trying to make you the most efficient and most proficient trader you can possibly be. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us here on this Tuesday afternoon. Enjoy what appears to be a rather quiet week in the markets coming into Easter weekend. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.